Today is Saturday night, February 24th, 2018. I was going to, I'm home alone by myself, but I'm not in a bad mood. I'm happy that I cleaned the whole place. I swept the floor, I cleaned and mopped, and it's all nice and clean. Like, yeah, I want to improve my life, then, maybe you're thinking, well, then go out, go to the bar. Well, it's not good to walk around these blocks around here at night, and I don't even have $1. So, what, do I supposed to go to the bar and, just have people buy me drinks? Or what, should I, walk around the ghetto neighborhood? There was just a couple dudes, smoking crack and, trying to break in the house that's, right outside my door. So, no, that wouldn't be a good idea. But what I am going to do, I'm using a new camera now, so if you see the audio is better. It's not a camera, it's a cheap phone. But the microphone is better, so you can hear me more clear. Or you can hear me clearer. I can, eventually I'm going to get better stuff, better equipment. Of course, there's all these bloggers out there that do all this work and do all these edits and have big old thumbnails and put all this into it and stuff, and then they don't have any hits or any talent even. These will improve and will get better because I do have the talent that's not going anywhere. But I'm using a new camera, so I'm going to turn it off. It's not just going to end automatically like the previous ones that I recorded before today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about this teacher that didn't like me at the University of Texas. I wrote a book, if you don't know, it's called Gonzo Education. It starts when I drop out of high school and it ends when I graduate from one of the country's top journalism schools, the University of Texas. I didn't have a fun time at all, and I didn't fit in with all of them. When I started school, I actually dropped out of high school, like I said, and I went to community college from the age of 23 to 26. I essentially made straight A's. I was the editor of the newspaper, and I got into the school of my choice, the only school that I wanted to go to, the University of Texas in Austin, with the only degree program that I was interested in, which is journalism, nonfiction writing, because the book was planned ahead of time while I was going to the school there. I was like, oh wow, if I can graduate from here, then I could write a book about this, and nobody else has done this before. 12 people have walked on the moon. No more than 12 people have gone to the University of Texas and graduated from the School of Journalism at the University of Texas after dropping out of high school. But the point I'm making in this story, I'm going to talk about a particular class, a particular teacher. It's called German Texas History. And she was originally in my book, but I've edited her out. A couple years ago, I worked on the book for over 7 years. And I edited her out just because I don't want to give her any credit or anything, and or I don't want to let her have infamy in my book. I don't want her to be a part of it. But out of any grown adult that's just was wrong to me, it was her totally. I mentioned the one teacher in my book from Brazil that didn't want to shake my hand and stuff. But he wasn't as bad as this one lady. This class was German Texas History, and it was in the Jester dorm, which smelled like a cafeteria. And the Jester dorm is the biggest dorm in the United States. And apparently, I found out they had classrooms there. I used to hang out in the Jester dorm when I was 18 in the summer of 1998, and yeah, that's 20 years ago. And I didn't go to school there or anything, but I guess I was a kid and just hung out there. It was weird though how lost I was, I'm if I knew them, what I do now? Yeah, but I didn't, so deal with it, But I'm going to talk about this lady because she should have fucking known better as an adult. Alright, she had short blonde hair, was just mean, tough, aggressive lady, and when I came in, I guess I didn't have as nice as clothes as everybody else, and I was a few years older than everybody else. But there was, I'll say a few objective things that she did in the class. The class was German Texas History, and the material we were reading, it explained that most of the Texans that came to the United States, most of the Germans that immigrated to Texas and Fredericksburg and New Braunfels, they came and they had a lot of money. And then I just pointed that out from in the reading, oh, it said you had to pay a lot of money to get here. And then she's like, well, there were some poor people like yourself, and then everybody laughed, and it was just whoa, did Jesus call one of her students poor, And the class was okay, or the class wasn't okay. It was terrible just because she made it so bad. She was a horrible teacher. I was at one point I was why is this lady so upset with me and calling me names and shit? She's probably 55, 60 years old, not a PhD, You know, this was the only class that she was taking, teaching Texas German history. And I looked her up, like Googled her, and she's from like one of the wealthiest families in the hill country, and the road that she lives off of is named after her, is her last name, and so her last name, like she comes from like old money and doesn't have any time for these self-made men trying to go to school and better themselves. Yeah, at one point she said something about getting into financial debt and pointed at me, you know, and everybody laughed again. It's like, what? But the thing that like drew the line completely, where I just walked away, was, and she probably thought she could get in trouble, was everybody had to do this presentation, right? A short little presentation, and it was on Friday and again on Monday. And on Friday she was just randomly calling names, and I was hoping she wasn't calling my name because I didn't have much done, right? And then Friday comes around and she calls my name, and then I go to do the presentation, like I'm just talking and just talking to people, and then while I'm doing that I look over at her, because she's sitting in the, it's a small classroom, like 10, 15 people, right? And then like I'm just talking, like doing the presentation, and then she's sitting in the crowd of just crowd, if you can call it, like 10 or 15 people, and I just like look over at her for a second, like while I'm talking in front of the class, and she just got the meanest scowl on her face, just like, I hate this guy, I hate this guy. Like, wow, dude, all the people that have like hated me that much, like if they knew like what I've been through in life, like they really wouldn't have hated me that bad. But I just looked at her and I was just like, whoa, like in shock, like they just like hurt me bad. And like I was just like, whoa, like that's not right, dude. You're not allowed to like treat someone like that, especially somebody you don't know what they've been through, you don't know what they had to do to get there, you know? I can probably say I'm the only high school dropout in the class. I can probably say I'm the only one who sleeps in a broken down car, you know? I'm the only one who doesn't get like money, the only one who eats 2 tacos a day, you know? Like, and why are you giving me shit, you know? Why you been making it hard on me, you know? It's just like there's a lot of people in the world that just got so much bad, darkness, evil in them, and they see a little flower and they just want to crush it, you know? I'm not like it's like I'm a flower, but still I'm just a normal human being, you know? Why would she like, it was like the worst look ever, and like right when I looked at her, she like changed her facial expression, like, I wasn't looking at that, and I was just like, and that was the very last time I ever saw her, because right after I stopped the presentation, got my bag, and just walked straight out. I was like, wow, dude, like, you know, teachers aren't really allowed to like treat somebody like that. At least they shouldn't be. And a college professor is damn well should fucking know better. You know? So, that lady sucks. She was one of the worst human beings I ever met. Texas German history at the University of Texas in Jester dorm. It's terrible.